Everyone, it's Friday, June the 20th, about 5:15, 5:30 in the evening, late afternoon, early evening. We've walked up the trail, found a new trail that goes up the mountain from the school, elementary school in Sabang. We walk off the main street, up the cement street, and it turns into a dirt road and then trail. We stopped and asked somebody, said there's some sort of waterworks up here, so we've come to the waterworks. So they got like a cement dam, and they, I guess they supply water to the town, or some portion to the town up here. We're about a quarter of the way up the mountain, the big mountain that we always video. It's over, not very far from the cell towers. That's the furthest we've been up the mountain. It's just beautiful. Really many waterfalls going down the mountain here from this brook. And being no one lives up here, I don't believe there's pretty clean water because it's coming from the mountaintop. So no homes up there that I'm familiar with. So a little slick and hard to see. So it varies in spots, so there's some slick rocks, everything's kind of wet from the rains and things like that, so watching my step here. So just a beautiful sound, some big old trees, all kinds of little sticker bushes. Pardon the camera work because I'm trying to look down to not fall in. My balance is not so good. There's one of the big trees here, so just huge. I'd say it's 250 feet high, maybe, potentially. So lots of stuff to get under. As we were walking up the trail, I told Michelle, I said, I hear waterfall. It's a waterfall, but not very big. Might be bigger as you go up. The water's not real big fall, a lot of movement. So here's the little plants that really kind of can get you. They got little thorns on the side. Everybody knows what that's called. It's not too bad. There's another one that's even worse. So, but we found the waterworks, so they said no entry, so we're respecting that, even though there's really no one around. But just beautiful part of the way the Philippines used to look all over, very jungly and tropical, and things every 3 to 6 months get overgrown if this wasn't maintained, since it's the main trail to the water supply. They periodically chop it. It looks like they've been chopping here the past 2 or 3 weeks. Water just very soothing sounding. I'll show you one of these. I wasn't even going to plan on making a video, but since it's so beautiful, as you go down, it gets a little higher, probably about 30 feet or few meters over the creek here. It's down there probably, there's one of the stickers that's got me from the shirt. It's great. I got this knit shirt on, and the little sticker bushes latch onto it real easily. So Michelle's walking behind me. Just thought I'd video anytime I come to a new area, do something a little bit different here in the Philippines. Even though it's not much to see on the video, videos never capture the depth and the serenity of nature. But I thought I'd make a little one. There's little trails that finger off here where they've maybe harvested some bamboo or went into the woods to. There's another little one there, all kinds of places to get some water or some harvest, some fruit or vegetables. Here's one of the vines, I'll show you that. I think, no, that's not, that's bamboo. There's a big one that has some good stickers on it. That's what's been catching my shirt. So have seen several big lizards. I think the biggest one's probably been 4 to 6 feet long total. A lot of it's tail length. Most of them are been about 3 or 4 feet that I've seen. I think we've seen 3 so far. Seen the same one about 4 or 5 times. Just a few small snakes. Haven't been in Palawan about 3 months, but Philippines for 3 years, and this was the first place I've really seen lizards and snakes. It's very jungly with big trees. There's another tree 150 feet high or so. That one's real common here. It doesn't have no limbs or nothing until you get up to the very top. So it's kind of like a lollipop, I call it. Very slick. There's kind of a reddish clay, and of course it's really wet, so it's like ice skating, even though I have on water shoes, water type sandals, the Bedrock Karen Pro 2s, which in America I think has great traction, but over here when you get to this red clay, I don't know of anything really does it, but all kinds of native stuff. You can see where they harvested bamboo, some huge old growth bamboo, some 4, 5, 6 inches thick. Where they cut away at it and then they drag it down these trails to town. And a gentleman I talked to last week said he sold it for 100 pesos per stem, or whatever you want to call it. So one whole piece. So it could be about 30, 40 feet long, and he's selling it for 100 pesos. So, which is a good price, but still, when you think about what they got to do to harvest it and get up and down the mountains, that's a bit of money. Hoping there's no sticker bushes on my feet. We're kind of getting away from the creek. You kind of hear it fading off to our right in the distance. Here's another place they've harvested some big bamboo stalks. Not a lot of big trees. There's big trees, but it's mostly brush, undergrowth. Yeah, so the most impressive animal I've seen is probably the big lizard. I think they call them monitor lizards here. So I'm sure there's other things like huge snakes somewhere. So it gets dark in about an hour, so we're trying to get down to the road and hike back down to the beach area, and then up the beach and back home. So this is right in Sabang. Here's the sticker. I'll show you that. Don't move it. I'm trying to show people. So that's one of the spiky things that has little spikes in the vines and stuff. Kind of zoom in there. You gotta be careful with that. Go in your foot or snag on your clothes. So here's an old tree that's dead. Been broke off, probably maybe by one of the typhoons that's come through. Kind of looks like a little Daho tree, they call them. Down there's the water. You can kind of hear it rustling through. See if they're about 30 feet down. My hands get sweating and it's harder to hold onto the camera. Yeah, there's not a great deal to see out here. It's so jungly. You see maybe 50 to 100 feet back and at times, and that's about it. And everything's so slick. Here's a water line. They even way up here about 3 kilometers from the road, they got water lines going down to the different homes here. There's just a gradual climb up here. There's a little marker. Oh, that's a water filter and water line going back down to some of the homes here. Looks like that's a little place where they've cut in and harvested some bamboo. So I'm trying to think if there's something else I was going to talk about, but paying attention and trying to catch my breath here, so forgot about what I was going to say. One of the topics upcoming would be about, discuss it real shortly here about being safe in the Philippines. And I've been in many places like this, and trying to get through the stickers here without getting snagged. Last time I got snagged a couple times, but so far in the 3 years, overall city, small province, Palawan, Visayas Island. I've been a lot of places on both. I feel, very safe. Not to say that there's not trouble somewhere. I've heard of different issues, but I think it's overblown and limited. When I was on Visayas Island, I went out all the time by myself, probably 85–90% of the time. So I said answers people's questions on that. I think, are you safe in the Philippines? I think the overall answer is yes. Although I would say, just like any place in the world, I think you could have an issue anywhere you go. But back in Ohio, I've lived there in America 60 years, and I can tell you, coming over here, I instantly felt, once I acclimated and got to know places, I automatically felt more safe. We'll get through this crawl space here where the bamboo's falling in. I've got some stickers on this, so pardon me, I may be stuck here a minute. Gotta get a reposition on the camera. I get sweating and the oils in my skin make it hard to hold. So that's at least my viewpoint. I've never really felt threatened here by anybody or any situation. I would say it's probably quite the opposite of that. Most of the time I feel quite welcome and people friendly and wave you through and give you coffee and a drink and happy to try to chat with you. Although as you get out in places like this, the English is much harder to communicate. But even then, people still know enough and I know enough of the other Ilonggo and Tagalog to kind of get by. That's my time. The new jungle water, we'll call it the Water Works trail. Terry and Michelle. Friday night adventure here in June. I think I said the 20th. So here's a little shelter, and we'll end it here so I can put the phone away and navigate the rest of this trail. It's a little slicker down through here, but you'll find little places like this out here, a little work area where you can get out of the rain and sun, have lunch, or catch some sleep. That's it from Terry's Philippine Journey. Thanks for watching, everybody.